Another loadout video. This one's going to be for Blossom, the Forest Mender. Let's see here. Let's go over the Battlerites, and then I'll do a couple loadouts that I like to run with her, based on the matchups. We got Nature's Cycle. This is offensive LMB, mouse 1. Battleright. Your weapon recharges 30% faster. It's okay. It's pretty good in 2s and 3s. There might be better choices. We'll go over if we can fit it in for certain matchups in the loadouts. Powerful Pitch is like a must take. It gives your M1 3 bonus damage. It reduces the target's damage and healing output by 40%. That's like the big thing right there. Like the damage is nice, but the weakening effect of 40% on hit is what makes it really strong. So it's basically like a must pick. Fluttering Grace. It's a mobility spell. You move 8% faster for each nearby ally affected by butterflies. So you heal your ally. It puts a dot or healing over time on them, and then you move faster based on proximity. I don't actually know the proximity. I never really get it though, because I don't know how close you actually have to be. I don't know how close you actually have to be to your ally for the movement speed increase. Next, we have Kind-Hearted. Nourish heals for 4 bonus health when healing an ally. This one's really good, especially if you pair it with a certain tree Battlerite. This one right here, Bountiful Trees. So not only, it only heals your allies for the bonus health, but if you pair it with Bountiful Tree and you're inside the tree while you heal it, then you also get the healing from the Kind-Hearted, which is really OP. Next is Cautious. Hop invisibility duration is increased by 1 second. So after you press space or you hop once, that invisibility duration is increased. Obviously, if you press any ability, it breaks, but I like Cautious, especially with pairing it with like hop and skip, because it makes the recast timer longer. So with just regular hop and skip, you space once, you can like M1 or M2, and then you can space again. With Cautious, you can hop once, maybe heal twice, M1 twice. You know, it gives you another global or another ability to use between your jumps, which is always nice. It's not a must pick though, it's just like a nice, maybe matchup dependent or playstyle dependent. Gift of Nature. Leave a lesser Bloom seed when you use hop. Flicks a stun afterwards. It's a lesser boom, so I don't think it synergizes with Pollen, because this says your Bloom lasts 0.4 seconds longer. So, I mean, I think you would get this if you're having trouble with melee pressure, especially like multiple people. So, let's say like a Sirius spaces on you, a Croak spaces on you, Freya space. Anyone spaces on you, you space away. It drops a lesser Bloom, they get stunned, and that's that. The problem I have with this is that to get value out of it, right, someone has to go on you. So you space away, they get stunned. But, I mean, you're already somewhat winning the trade, or you're trading evenly when you're trading space for space. So, it's okay. I think it's situational at best. Hop and skip is a must pick. It allows you to recast your space. So you hop once, you have a recast timer, then you can hop again. This allows you to be extremely mobile, to outrange enemy ultimates. If you need to go aggressive to the enemy backline, you can double hop to their backline. Not recommended, but you can do it. Also helps with map control, getting the mid orbs, getting the green orbs, you know, and playing safely. It also allows you to, you know, spam your X space, your knockback ability. Your knockback or your X space does a lot of damage, but it leaves you vulnerable, right? Because you're using it offensively, and then you're kind of out of position. So with this, you can X space into someone, push them back, and then space really efficiently to where you need to go position-wise. Next is Nature's Presence. Hop grants 50% increased damage and healing output. I never really go this, but I mean, it can be good. It kind of like dictates your spaces more, you know. To get value out of it, you have to space on your teammates. So it kind of changes up your play style. So sometimes that could be good, Like if you have a nice, like efficient one, then your teammate does like insane, sick deeps. But most of the time, I don't know if I really want to space next to my teammates, right? I want to use my spaces to be like, to get the most efficient positioning that I can get. Bountiful Tree. I think this one is so strong. I really think this is a must pick, in threes especially, competitive. When Tree of Life is healed by Nourish, all nearby allies are healed for the same amount. So you throw your tree down and you just heal your tree. I mean, if you're standing in it, you're getting your 12 M2 heals. And then if you have Kind-Hearted, you're getting, 16 in an AoE. So if both your teammates stand in it, you're getting like insane amount of healing. It's ridiculous. And it also works with the X tree effect. So yeah, it's really powerful. Then Healthful Bark synergizes well with Bountiful Tree as well. Like it makes it harder for your tree to die. I mean, you're healing your tree for 16. It has increased life. That's really hard to focus down, especially for one person. If you're spamming your X tree, it's even harder, right? Because the HP goes to your X tree. So yeah, you can basically like always keep your tree up. So it just comes down to like positioning your tree where it has value. These two synergize so well. Next is Refreshing Seed. Tree of Life grants nearby allies a 35% haste for 2.5 seconds when it's destroyed or at the end of its duration. I think this one, I like the idea of it. I like the mobility aspect. The problem with getting Refreshing Seed is you have to, pick between these two. And let's say you go like Refreshing Seed plus Bountiful Tree. You don't have that extra health to have your tree be like tanky, right? So maybe you'll get like one heal on your Bountiful Tree, so you won't get that much value here, but you'll get value on the haste afterwards, right? And so also if you're keeping your tree alive and it's like at the end of its duration, then your teammates kind of need to be in the tree at the end. Where let's say if you just want Refreshing Seed by itself, you plop your tree down like offensively and then it dies right away, and then your allies get haste. So I think if you get Refreshing Seed, you just don't get these two. I mean, your tree is more or less just for the initial heal, and then you can just die so they get the haste value. Situational, that's okay. Pollen stuns inflicted by Boom Bloom lasts 0.4 seconds, or 0.4 seconds longer. This makes your E stun longer by 0.4 seconds. I don't think it synergizes with Gift of Nature. I think it could be okay. The problem right now is that there's like specific must picks for Blossoms, so it's like these outliers or these like fringe picks. You'd have to really be in like super specific matchups to get these. I think this is okay, but I don't think I'd ever pick it. Spring Growth, hitting enemy with your Boom Bloom Seed recharges your weapon by 50%. So you hit your charged M1, you throw your E out, and then your charged M1 is going to be up super quick. The reason why I don't like this is because sometimes you need to throw your E out when you have a charged M1, right? So you're not going to get that bonus, right? You're not going to get that consistent value. Whereas if you just get this one, like you're always going to get that 30% faster recharge. So I would just pick Nature Cycle, I guess. Unless your play style or whatever dictates that you always throw your E after your charged M1's gone. Which I don't think I really do. Puff. Recast Gust to launch a gust of wind that deals 12 damage and knocks you and the target apart. This one's okay. I think it can be used in certain matchups for sure. I think, especially if you're having trouble versus like a certain melee, it can give you that extra edge to be untargetable, right? I like it for like the tech versus like Lucy ult or Pearl ult or any of these like AoEs that they want to land after you space, right? So you space away, the Lucy ults you, you use your R, and then you use it again, and you get that little knockback. So the damage is nice, but it's all about that like knockback and the survivability, which is cool. Next, Growing Power. Each consecutive wave of energy from Dance of Dryads deals 7 bonus damage. I mean, it's good because Dryads or Blossom's ult is really easy to hit, right? It's really good. It's kind of like Ashka M2. Like if you hit like the first projectile, then you're gonna hit the next two. Like it's really hard to WASD out of once you get hit by it once. So you can usually get value out of it, but I don't think it's a must pick. So yeah, those are all the Battlerites. Fun stuff. We can go to the loadouts. I like, let's see. What do I like? I'll just go over my like standard Blossom, which is just powerful pitch. It's the weakening one. Kind-hearted, the bonus healing in your M2. Hop and skip, the recast on your jump. And then the two tree ones. Tree of Life is healed, nourish all nearby allies. Yep. And Healthful Bark. So, I think this is really good in threes. Especially competitive. If like, if you're playing with friends or you're on comms and you guys can get really coordinated with your tree usage and getting value out of it, like standing in the tree, you know, protecting the tree, or even building comps around the tree. Like these two right here are just so much value. Like even if you're just getting trained and you need to heal yourself up, dropping tree and healing it is so much healing. It's actually kind of ridiculous. And it's so hard to heal the tree when you're doing, or it's so hard for the enemy to kill the tree. Because not only do you have the bonus health, but you're healing it for 16, right? So if you think about like different melees M1s, they do like 10, 10, 10, or like I think like Sirius M1 is like 8 not charged. You know, a lot of them aren't going to be able to kill your tree unless they commit like significant cooldowns or time to it, which you can kind of combat by your placement, stuff like that, right? Really strong. I think these are must pick, especially in threes. Hop and skip is just like I said before, just positioning. Overall, super good. Yeah, I like this one. I think this one. I feel like this one I would just pick into every matchup. I don't think there's any matchups where I would change anything. I mean, like a team comp where maybe you don't need to heal your team as much. Like if you had like a Croak frontline, right? Your Croak can like 1v2 the back, play super safe. Maybe you don't need kind-hearted, right? Because it's just you and your range character in the back line. So you could probably change kind-hearted for like Nature's Cycle, right? So that way you're gonna have your charged M1s up more, and you're gonna be able to, you know, punish their frontliners easier or more often, I should say. So yeah, that's Blossom's Battlerites. Fun characters. I think she's really strong right now. And yeah, more videos to come. Thanks for watching, guys.